Hey there Pokemon fans, with all the new information we have received so far in regards to the upcoming Pokemon Sun and Moon games, it has my mind thinking and overthinking about all the little details so far. And well, being a theorist, I can't help it. Once the games are out in a few months, many of our questions and speculations will receive answers. But for now, I can't stop but thinking how Pokemon is slowly becoming the Zelda series. But what do I mean by that? For those who have been part of the channel long enough, know that at one point I was making Zelda videos along with my good friend Berkey Petovi. We're both huge fans of the Zelda universe, and one aspect that we talk about all the time is the appropriate timeline for all the Zelda games thus far. It wasn't until the release of Hyrule Historia that we received an official timeline that supposedly connected all the games. So for years, Pokemon fans have also tried to connect all the games into a single timeline, since the best we have received as an official statement is but a tweet showing some sort of chronological order for a few of the games. And then Auras was released. With a single statement from one of the main characters, everything was thrown out of whack. Zinnia in the Delta episode mentions how there is another world just like this one where there is no Mega Evolution. Those simple words started speculations in regards to a second parallel timeline with Mega Evolution, which explains why the remakes are so much different than the original, based on in-game lore and history. So the writers are trying to explain all these new features and events by placing them in different universes. But at one point, just like the Zelda series, I feel like they will reveal an official Pokemon timeline, and it is in here that I feel they're going to try to pull what they did with the Zelda universe, a three-way timeline split. Yes, in the Zelda series there is a single point in history that splits the timeline into three separate universes, and that is the fight between Link and Ganondorf in Ocarina of Time. The split is affected whether the hero wins or loses, as well as a child and an adult era. So it seems obvious that Pokemon has created that single point in history that would split the timeline, and for me thus far, I believe into three separate ones as well. Yes guys, I'm talking about the Kalos Wars that took place 3,000 years ago. I believe that there are three possible scenarios that could have happened that created the splits. First and the most obvious one is the timeline where the war never took place, where AZ ruled peacefully and lived happily with his Floette. This to me are all the games we have played up to Generation 5, which of course have no Mega Evolution. This is reinforced by Zinnia's statement on the other Hoenn just like this one where the war never took place. The second one of course is the Mega Evolution timeline where the war took place, but what I feel the key factor is AZ firing the ultimate weapon against the Earth. The reason I say this is because if you research on the creation of Mega Stones, you will realize that they are the product of evolutionary stones irradiated by the light of the ultimate weapon fired 3,000 years ago based on Sycamore himself. But the new Pokemon games just seem to be out of place. There has been no new Mega Evolutions announced as of yet. Instead, we have received what seems to be features that will replace what was introduced in Generation 6. For example, we now have Alola forms, which is something new that so far I cannot make a connection to neither of the two timelines I spoke so far. And Mega Evolution mechanics itself seems to be replaced by the new announced Z moves, which just like Mega Evolutions, you are required a set of stones, a bracelet, and are only allowed to be used once per battle. These facts really got me thinking about a third possible timeline that could be traced back to the same single point of origin, and that is the Kalos War 3,000 years ago. My theory proposes that the Alola region will be placed in a timeline where the war took place, but AZ did not fire the ultimate weapon. He was happy enough to get Floette back, but after she left him, AZ lost complete hope and just disappeared. This will explain why there is no Mega Evolution in Alola, but since the ultimate weapon was still created, it is possible that only a small set of stones were affected by its radiation, becoming Z crystals. Not strong enough to make Pokemon Mega Evolve, but with enough energy to power up their moves. Of course, this will be most likely better explained once the games are out, so for now all we can do is speculate. So what do you guys think? Are we not getting new Mega Evolutions, or is Game Freak just saving them until the games come out? Is Pokemon going to have a third timeline? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, Pokemon fans.